Here's everything that we're discussing here on today's San Francisco 49ers Report. Chase Sr. here with you, and it's another loaded show here on the program. The 49ers pulled off a big win by making this draft selection for a player who has stolen the show at Niners training camp so far. Fred Warner, the best off-ball linebacker in the game, compared Kyle Shanahan to Bill Belichick. We're going to get to that as well. Niners running back Isaac Rendo hurt again, and his injury history is very, very troubling. And on Thursday, in a joint practice with the Denver Broncos, and on Saturday in the preseason opener against Sean Payton's team, the Niners will face some familiar foes. And let's begin with that aforementioned Niners rookie. Upton Stout, third-round pick out of Western Kentucky, has stolen the show at Niners training camp. He might be small, but his personality and his playing style is not. Kyle Shanahan is never quick to compliment rookies, but he and the 49ers are raving about Upton Stout and what he's been able to do so far throughout training camp. The third-round pick is listed at 5'9", 181 pounds. And in that way, he's very fascinating. But he plays bigger than his size, and he is a front runner to start at the nickel slot corner spot alongside Deamador Lenore and Renardo Green. Richard Sherman is one of the best cornerbacks of all time. He's going to be a future Hall of Famer. And when he was asked who impressed him when he was at Niners training camp yesterday, there he is saying what's up to his former teammate and George Kittle, Sherman said Upton Stout. That he's confident, aggressive, sound, and scrappy. And then Sherman also added, it looks like the 49ers found a gem. This is a massive win for San Francisco, given they needed to hit on this draft class, and they had and still have a huge need at the cornerback position. And here's what Fred Warner said on KNBR when he was asked which rookie has the most dog in him. Warner, right now the guy sticking out the most, Upton Stout. Probably the smallest dog in the fight with the biggest dog in here as he tapped his heart. I love watching Upton and the way that he competes at the nickel position. The guy has it. And I really liked him in the pre-draft process, and when the Niners took him, I had told everybody, he might be small, but you're going to fall in love with the way that he approaches the game, his attitude, his confidence, his swagger, his aggressiveness, and his tenaciousness. And as far as the playing style goes, sticky coverage, 4.4 speed. He led all DBs in the gauntlet drill. Really important to have some of that short area quickness and that suddenness to your game as a cornerback. He also is very strong. This allows him to play well against the run. Led all DBs in bench press reps at 225 pounds. So again, he's 181 pounds, yet he threw up the most reps in Indianapolis at the NFL Combine at 225 pounds. So Upton Stout stealing the show, and it looks as though the Niners got a really good player at the cornerback position. With that, I segue to today's poll question. Will Upton Stout start week 1 against the Seattle Seahawks? I think he does. I said this right after the draft that he has an opportunity to do so. Either type start or back up down in the comments section. Elsewhere on the Niners rookie report card, a couple of weeks into training camp, first-round pick Mykel Williams has shown a lot of promise. I like the positional versatility that Robert Saleh has pinned him into, where he can play defensive end, he can play defensive tackle. Immediately, he is going to be able to help this Niners defense in stopping the run. He's an excellent edge setter. He's held his own, setting the edge against runs, against the likes of Trent Williams. From a power, length, and power, technique type of perspective, I think that's going to be able to translate to the NFL level right away. He has shown a knack for being able to win as a pass rusher from the defensive tackle spot. Can he win as a pass rusher from defensive end? That is yet to be seen. But I think his skill set will translate to him being an impact player right from the jump under Robert Saleh. As far as second-round pick defensive tackle Alfred Collins, he's off to a slow start. Keep in mind, he missed the entire spring with that calf injury, didn't sign his contract until late. And sometimes when he's been stuffed, he just kind of gives up on the play. But he has length, he has power. He is more of a run-stopping, run-stuffing defensive tackle. And I think he's going to be able to help this Niners defense right away in that area. He needs to get better with his motor and becoming a better pass rusher. But that's never been his strength. And he even said that he's off to a little bit of a slow start too, because he's learning a completely new scheme. But he's been a little bit disappointing as training camp has progressed. Nick Martin, the linebacker, third-round pick out of Oklahoma State, he's fighting for a starting job, although I think that's going to go to D. Winters, but D. Winters is the much more experienced player. Upton Stout, maybe the most impressive rookie so far of this class, as I mentioned. C.J. West last week stole the show. Violent hands, very quick and explosive get-off, very powerful anchor, really good leverage. He's won his one-on-ones. He's made disruptive plays in the backfield. And I think that C.J. West, Mykel Williams, Upton Stout, 3 rookies for sure who could start for this Niners defense here right from the jump. Jordan Watkins made plays in the spring. He's made some plays in the summer. 4.3 speed. He can track it. He can pick up yards after the catch. He just needs to work on his consistency. And once he does that, he'll earn more trust from Brock Purdy. But I think he, too, can be a factor this year. Jordan James has certainly had his moments as the 5th-round pick out of Oregon, has run the ball very well. Good contact balance, very good pass protector. He has pass-catching upside, very sure-handed, too. And I like his ability to pick up yards after the catch. With Isaac Guerendo out, an opportunity for these young backs like Jordan James and Corey Kiner to get more reps and to maximize those reps. And as far as Connor Colby goes, 7th-round pick out of Iowa, Chris Forster said he's better in pass protection right now, which is obviously great, but a little bit of a surprise because at Iowa, he was a really good run blocker. But I'd rather him be better, honestly, now in his development in pass protection compared to in the run game, because given his experience having success in paving open running lanes for his running backs at Iowa, good scheme fit as well, I think that will come around for him. More to get to here on the show, but I do want to tell you about this deal once again. Thanks to our friends at Fanatics, this Niners cutoff hoodie was $55. Now it's on sale for just $33. Just use that link down below, chatsports.com/49ers cutoff. You can save some money, you can look good, feel good, and rep the Niners in the process. All right, we continue to move forward on today's show. Fred Warner compared Kyle Shanahan's coaching style to Bill Belichick. That might surprise some people, but here's what All-Pro Fred had to say. I think Kyle is the best in the business. I've always said it's not a matter of if, but when he wins that ring, honestly, with him. I hear stories about how guys being around Bill Belichick, how much they learn in their team meetings, about how detailed he was and teaching them things. And I feel like, obviously, I've never been in a Bill Belichick meeting, but the way that Kyle breaks down the tape in our meetings, it has to be similar. You know, because I'm learning so much in his team meetings over the years where I'm able to kind of add different things to my game. I know a lot of people want to criticize Kyle Shanahan. He has lost leads in both Super Bowls for the Niners in 2019 and in 2023, and he has his shortcomings, his downfalls as a head coach. With game management, he's not great. Coming from behind, not good. When he gets off the script, sometimes he struggles as a play caller. But he's still one of the top head coaches in the game. And you think about all of the success that the Niners have had. In the last 6 years, they have been to 4 NFC Championship games and 2 Super Bowl appearances. You'd be hard-pressed to find a better coach across the NFL. And if you were to fire Kyle Shanahan, what's the alternative? The alternative, probably not going to be better than Kyle Shanahan. Play designer, great play caller. He's an excellent offensive mind. His offenses are always some of the most productive in all of football. He's been able to lead players to having career years and turning into really good players. And I think that he can get better with game management. I think that sometimes he can do a better job of being that CEO head coach where you're kind of managing other elements of the game compared to always being dug into the play sheet and the tablet. But my goodness, Kyle Shanahan is a very special head coach, and I agree with Fred Warner. That's a matter of when he gets that ring, not if. As for Isaac Guerendo, he is hurt again, injured his shoulder. He's going to be out for a few weeks. This injury history with him is very troubling. And I tweeted this out on my X page at Chase_senior, but this was my biggest concern with Guerendo in the pre-draft process. I saw him at the NFL Combine in Indy when we were there, run that 4.33 at 220 pounds. That speed at that size is silly, but he has a checkered past as far as injury problems go. At Wisconsin alone in 2019, missed 8 games because of a hamstring. In 2020, missed 6 games because of a hamstring. In 2021, missed 9 games because of a foot injury. So far with the Niners, in training camp last year, hamstring, groin. Then during the regular season, foot sprain, hamstring, ACL ankle, and here in 2025, a shoulder issue. I like the player. I think he has so much potential. He is so gifted as a ball carrier, but given that injury history, that might just be who Isaac Guerendo is. It's unfortunate, but a player with that type of injury track record, it's hard to reverse that. I hope that I'm wrong, but this is something that I voiced concerns about multiple times here on the show. I said it right after Guerendo was drafted by San Francisco that this is an issue, and it has continued to rear its ugly head. Niners Broncos, they have a joint practice on Thursday, and then that will lead into a preseason game on Saturday. Oftentimes when two teams do have joint practices, they serve the practices due as the litmus test and the real competition. And then once the preseason game comes around, that's when more of the backups get more of the playing time. So I don't think the Broncos are going to start a lot of their starters. I don't think the Niners are going to start a lot of their starters, especially with the injury problems that San Francisco has roster-wide and everything that they're dealing with right now, which is why they've had to make this slew of roster moves that they've made so far throughout training camp. And so with that joint practice on Thursday, that's going to serve as kind of that de facto preseason game. And of course, with the Niners going up against the Denver Broncos, they'll be seeing some familiar faces. Talanoa Hufanga got a bag from Denver in free agency. So too did Dre Greenlaw. And then back after the 2021 season, defensive tackle DJ Jones got a nice little payday from the Broncos. And then this offseason, he got an even better contract as far as average annual value from Denver. Kyle Shanahan was asked about this, and he said, I never really like going up against players who I really like. I really like Talanoa Hufanga and Dre Greenlaw. Greenlaw dealing with the quad injury. He might participate in practice on Thursday, but either way, the Niners will see some familiar foes throughout the week. A programming reminder, speaking of that preseason game, Niners Report watch parties are back. We'll be doing a watch party for this game on Saturday. Kickoff is set for 8:30 p.m. Eastern, 5:30 p.m. Pacific. Don't miss our coverage. We'll be live for it right here on the Niners Report.